Hi there, thanks for coming to another Crypto Tanukis video. In the last video, we made an introduction to the blockchain NFT game Evolution Land. On that occasion, I mentioned that I'm particularly interested in the in-game characters named Apostles. Given the complexity of the subject, I decided to make a video explaining all you must know about Evolution Land Apostles. How do they appear in Evolution Land? And all genetic and evolutionary biology aspects that are essential to consider when buying, selling, and breeding your apostles. To make this video, I will use all the genetic knowledge I learned from my bachelor and postgrad degrees in biomedical sciences and genetics to unveil mechanisms behind producing the rarest, beautiful, and skilled apostle. Let's embrace this challenge? So let's go. The history of Evolution Land Apostles is very elaborate. It's a genuine science fiction history. Someday in the future, they say, scientists predict something terrible. Our planet Earth would be hit by a giant meteorite that would be capable of destroying everything. This was a death sentence for the human race and all of our planet's biodiversity, since the meteorite would doom life to extinction in all its manifestations. To prevent this chaos, all countries jointly created the first genuinely self-aware intelligent body named AHS, Artificial Homo sapiens. 18 of these fabulous artificial human creatures were taken to the space with the mission to continue human civilization in another part of the universe. The space station, named Land, also carried the DNA of all life forms that once lived on the Earth. It was like a technological version of the biblical Noah's Ark. After some time diving in space, the space station lost contact with the Earth. To be prepared in case the worst happens, the artificial intelligence of the space platform, named Eve, decided to copy the human consciousness of the 18 astronauts into digital files. In fact, the 18 astronauts passed away after a while. Many years later, the spaceship found a magical galaxy with stars whose environmental conditions were acceptable. When the space station Land was about to descend into a low Earth orbit named Gaia 1, the system failed and there was a fire. At the last minute, Eve stored all the digital data about human consciousness in evolution capsules. Through chemical reactions, these evolution capsules ended up merging and deriving various personalities. In this new galaxy, human apostles were born from the synthetic womb and continuous human civilization, carrying our human consciousness in itself. So each apostle carries a unique personality, which results from an original combination of pieces of the human consciousness. The apostle's genetic material itself is a part of all that DNA once stored in the space station. Each apostle is unique. Their personality and genome results from the aleatory combination of pieces of human consciousness and the DNA once stored in the spatial station Land. Depending on their genome and personality, apostles will have different characteristics and aptitudes. One can be better in the synthesis of new substances, other can be good in the battlefield, but in general, every apostle is valuable and suitable for something. The relationship between genome and phenotype is complex, and the algorithm relating genes and the work efficiency won't be public. This is an invitation for you to do your own breeding experiments and take your own conclusions. Exploring this mysterious relationship between the genome and the phenotype, you will be able to increase your profits and have so much fun. So let's talk a little bit about apostles' breeding and genetic. Just like us, apostles can date and breed. If the owner does not have apostles to breed, he can put his apostles' profile at the market and set a breeding price. It's an auction. If someone else likes how your apostle looks or admires their genes, he can pay for the breeding. The child will go to the winning bidder and you will receive the payment. The breeding will be successful if a male and a female apostle from the same species and no blood proximity mate. Yes, consanguineous relationships are not allowed. This means parents and their offspring, brothers and even cousins can't breed. Another point to be aware of it is that different continents may have apostles from different species. Just to give you an example, all apostles are human-like on the Atlantis continent, while on Byzantine they look like aliens. Interspecies mating like that is not allowed also. Nowadays, only heterosexual mating will be successful in generating babies. However, the Evolutionland community is discussing the possibility of allowing male-male or female-female breeding in the future. In this case, breeding will cost higher because a special surgical procedure is required. The rate of babies' death will probably be higher. On the other hand, the baby of homosexual parents will unlock a hidden trait, gaining a rainbow tattoo on their body. In Evolutionland, the apostles' offspring genome will be determined by the DNA of their parents using genetic algorithms that include the possibility of occurring mutational events. Worth mentioning that the Mendelian genetic laws are valid for apostles breeding. Recessive traits that were hidden in the parental can be expressed in homozygous in the offspring. This is the way rare apostles appear. Also, it is essential to notice that nowadays breeding requires that the two apostles work together. But of course, all these things can be changed in Evolutionland. The players have free will and can discuss changes in all aspects of the game. And because taking care of babies is a tough work, apostles need time to recover after breeding. The extension of this cool-down period is based solely on an apostle generation. The lower the generation, the faster the cool-down. And every time an apostle breeds, the cool-down period increases. Talking about the genome, it is important to keep in mind that the apostle's genome can be divided into the appearance genome and the talent genome. The genes of these two groups don't interact with each other, so the beauty of an apostle has nothing to do with his talents. Now let's explore a little bit about apostles' talents. The talent genome determines the apostle's talent attributes. These talents decide how efficiently the apostle will be performing a task, that is, its productivity. Different work activities require different talents combination. For example, when mining, the stronger the better. Talking about intelligence, the lower the better. And so on. The regular talent genome includes strength, agility, dexterity, health, intelligence, charm, and luck. However, apostles with rare genome may have additional features: lifespan length, mood, potential, and resource speciality. To improve an apostle's productivity, you must consider what set of talents they have. Consider to bound a pet, equipment, and add occupation and proficiency. The occupational and proficiency features are not available yet, but sooner you will be able to choose one specialization for free. This occupational career can be changed during the game, upon paying a tuition fee for professional training. Since each occupation needs a different talent set, there is no useless apostle. You can rest easy because you will be able to choose the best career for your apostle. When available, the occupational list will include miner, builder, doctor, blacksmith, warrior, and many other careers. To conclude, let's summarize all the possible ways of getting one Evolution Land apostle for you. You can make it through the System First Generation Apostle auction, by breeding apostles, purchasing them from other players through Apostle Market, by receiving one as a gift from other players, or randomly obtaining by opening treasure chests, and finally you can win then in the battle or the last one, you can buy one life extension apostle. But we will detail these mechanisms on a future occasion. For now, the take-home message is how to evaluate an apostle and how to get rare and valuable apostles. I hope this video is helpful for you and motivates you to unravel more mysteries about the evolution of Evolution Land creatures named apostles. See you soon!